Hello and welcome to Bryan Living and Learning. I'm Alan Brugman from the City of Bryan's Communications Department.
And I'm Sandy Ferris from Bryan ISD. Some of our middle school students recently learned about Chinese culture, and one of our principals recently received a prestigious educational award.
And we'll show you some employees at Bryan Texas Utilities who are helping out in the community, and we'll show you about some money that our Bryan Library System recently received. But before we get to those, we'll introduce you to the new tenant out at the Bryan Business Park.
Bryan Council members Mike Sutherland, Richard Cortez, and Art Hughes joined Bryan Mayor Jason Bianski at a groundbreaking ceremony for the new Army Reserve Center in Bryan. The facility, which will officially be called the Moore Memorial Army Reserve Center, will replace the existing building the Army Reserve uses, also in Bryan. Bryan leaders were happy to have the building and thankful the Army Reserve is staying in Bryan.
We're excited to have and continue having as our neighbor in our community here.
The new facility is larger and on a larger area of land, and it will be much better accommodations for the 420th Engineers Brigade. The 38 acres purchased in the Bryan Business Park are right next door to several other businesses that are relatively new to that area.
I want to mention all of what's going on in this location here. We've got, of course, Toya Inc. next door. And we have a new Denny's that just opened up right down the road, so they're really waiting for you to open up.
The new building shown in this rendering will include space for a 150-member training facility with an administrative area, educational area, assembly area, a library, a learning center, a vault, a weapons simulator, and a physical fitness area. The $12.2 million project is expected to be completed in 18 months.
Well, Alan, it's interesting that an Army Reserve has moved into an industrial park.
Well, after spending the time at their most recent facility, I think they were looking for an opportunity to spread out a little bit, and they can do that out at the business park.
Some J-Long students recently learned about Chinese culture as a group from Texas A&M visited and provided some demonstrations.
Last year, we started teaching Mandarin Chinese in our program, and we started offering it to our 6th grade students. And this is the Chinese Students and Scholar Association from Texas A&M University, and they found out about our Mandarin program, and they contacted us and said they would like to come and do some cultural presentations for our students. And so last year they came, and it was such a huge success, and they called back and said they wanted to come back and spend some more time with our students. And they have prepared some wonderful cultural presentations. They are doing a presentation on cultural Chinese dance and music. Another one of our sessions is the Beijing Opera and the face painting and costumes associated with the Beijing Opera. Another one of the sessions is the traditional costumes and ethnic groups that are found in China, and they are teaching our students about the general population of China and the different ethnic groups, and then showing traditional costumes that go with those groups. And then finally, our last session is the children are having calligraphy session where they are learning about writing their name and learning about the Chinese alphabet and so forth. And so it's a good win-win situation for all of our students, because these university students are also being given an opportunity to use their English and create presentations in English with our students, and then our students are learning about the Chinese culture, and it's just a good situation for all of us. Probably within each group, there are some of our students that are actually in the Mandarin Chinese class, and so it gave them an opportunity to express and show some of the things that they've already learned just within the first 6 weeks of school. And so it also gave them an opportunity to show to their other classmates things about the culture that they're already learning.
So we're here with CSSA, which is the Chinese Students and Scholars Association. So basically it's an association for Chinese students, and we're here to spread like the Chinese culture to the kids. So I have a class here, it's a costume class, and we explain the costumes of different ethnic groups. I'm happy to see the kids really enjoying this, learning this.
Well, Sandy, it looks like those middle schoolers had a great time at that event.
They really did. This is the 2nd year that the group has come from A&M, and I think it's a highlight of the semester.
Well, recently the Bryan College Station Library System was the recipient of a huge check, which was presented at the Larry Ringer Library.
Recently, State Representative Fred Brown, former Bryan Mayor Larry Ringer, and Mayor Jason Byansky were on hand at the Larry Ringer Library to receive over $23,000 in grant money. The grant was presented by the Texas State Library and Archive Commission as part of their Lone Star Library's grant funds, which distributed $6 million in direct aid to public libraries in Texas. The grants create a partnership with libraries and the communities to ensure quality library services. The money awarded in this year's grant will go towards online databases and e-audiobooks in the local Bryan College Station library systems. And of course, that includes the Ringer Library, the Claremounts Library in Bryan, and the Carnegie Library in downtown. From the program's inception in 2002, Lone Star Libraries has distributed more than $35.1 million in library grant funding.
We've been running these on the City of Bryan's Channel 16 for some time, but in case you've missed them, we wanted to give you an idea of what you've been missing out on. It's the Rudder Report and Bryan's Best, full recaps of the high school football games in Bryan.
Rudder Report and Bryan's Best are weekly looks inside the BISD sports programs. They spotlight the current football seasons, they have coaches' interviews, and they have highlights of the previous week's football game. The shows are produced by students in conjunction with the video production department of the Bryan Independent School District. You can watch Rudder Report on regular rotation on our Channel 16, and you can tune into Bryan's Best on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. and Thursdays and Fridays at 7:30 a.m. Here's a sneak peek at the shows.
Bryan ISD and Milam Principal Tracy Speeds were recently honored, and Tracy was surprised to learn that she was the recipient of the 2010 Milken Educator Award.
It's such a pleasure to be here at Milam Elementary School. I'd like to thank the principal, Superintendent Cargill, staff, students for such a wonderful welcome this morning. I really appreciate the hospitality, being able to come in here today and visit with you and take you out of class for just maybe an hour or so. We're going to have some fun today. There's a really exciting reason why I'm here today. In fact, I'm so excited because I've been keeping a secret. Do you like secrets? I like secrets too. Do you want me to tell you the secret? I thought you would say that, but I'm going to give you some hints before I tell you, but I promise before I leave here today, collectively, the governor and I and the commissioner, we will tell you the secret that we have for you today. As you can see, the recipient of this award receives a financial prize of $25,000, and the person is free to use this money any way he or she chooses to use the money. It's personal money, it's their money. That's cool, huh?
I'm going to put my arm around you, and then we're going to look at this and we're going to say this person's name together, okay? You ready? 1, 2, Tracy Speed.
We have been on a very, very long journey, and I'm standing here today not because of me, but because of all of the people around the perimeter of this room, and because of you.
Well, Sandy, I was at that ceremony, and that was a great surprise for Tracy. I heard that that's a very prestigious honor because they only give out 55 in the entire nation.
That's right. It's the nation's largest teacher recognition program. They've given away $62 million since 1987. And Tracy will join other recipients in the spring when she travels to Los Angeles.
Recently, members of Bryan, Texas Utilities teamed up together to help family in the community by building a Habitat for Humanity house.
Recently, over 30 BTU employees worked side by side to help in a wall-raising ceremony. The work is going towards a Habitat for Humanity house being constructed in Bryan's Angel Gate subdivision. Over the next 3 months, BTU and Habitat for Humanity will help finish the house for the Perez family, who are on site to watch their new home start to take shape. BTU employees will work throughout the project all the way to the day that the keys are handed over to the new homeowners. Councilmember Richard Cortez was on hand to deliver the opening prayer and help dedicate the construction of the new home.
We bless this house and we bless his son. Thank you very much for this beautiful day, and let us all go and work with a lot of energy.
With its commitment to renewable energy sources, BTU is also sponsoring a solar thermal hot water heating unit for the new home. This unit will greatly reduce the Perez's energy bills and energy consumption over the years to come. Through the labor of many volunteers and donations of money and materials, the local chapter of Habitat for Humanity has helped build and rehabilitate many homes in the Angels Gate subdivision and throughout our community.
Recently, residents from Bryan and College Station had the opportunity to divert some of their trash at the annual Household Hazardous Waste Collection.
Residents of Bryan and College Station recently had the chance to get rid of some hard-to-get-rid-of materials at the Brazos Valley Solid Waste Management Household Hazardous Waste Collection. The collection gives community members the chance to safely and economically dispose of specific household items that are flammable, corrosive, or toxic. Old computers, batteries, paints, and solvents filled the parking lot of the University Services building, where a steady stream of cars were unloaded. The Household Hazardous Waste Collection is held twice a year to encourage residents to collect, recycle, and dispose of these hazardous materials, keeping the items out of our landfills. The next Household Hazardous Waste Collection is scheduled for sometime in the spring.
That's all the time we have today. I'm Sandy Ferris.
And I'm Ellen Brugman. Thanks for watching.